Have you ever wondered what is philosophy? Philosophy comes from the word philosophia, which means love for wisdom. People were called philosophers when they engaged in the act of questioning their commonly held beliefs and studying the answers that were raised against the question. Philosophy remains to be viewed in this light in the modern time as well. People who ask such questions and analyze the answers are called philosophers. In history, there weren't many fields of study, and hence people were often simply called a philosopher, even if they weren't studying the traditional pillars of philosophy that we will discuss later. It is also the case that many of the fields of study that we know today were originally founded from philosophical questions that were raised. It became an independent field of study when further developments were made in the field before. We had the basic assumptions that were required to make further inquiry. This is also why many of the people in history were philosophers, as at the time there were not many fields that had their own independent system and framework from which conclusions can be derived. Philosophy is hence called the mother of all academic fields, as the very foundations of those fields were the answers to more general philosophical questions. A good way to think about the relation between philosophy and other academic fields is to think of philosophy as a tree that grew from a seed, and the branches of those trees are the academic subjects we know today. In modern times, philosophy as an academic subject is considered as the study of metaphysics, epistemology, and ethics, but it is always important to note that philosophy is not restricted only to this. It is better to think of philosophy in a sense that it is concerned with the fundamentals, questioning the very foundations of anything. Philosophy is divided into three fundamental branches that answer a variety of philosophical questions and study them. The first branch of philosophy is known as metaphysics, which is the study of qua being, which is to say that it studies a being in what exists and in which nature it exists. It is hard to define metaphysics in any concrete sense, but it usually involves questioning the nature of reality, being, etc. The second branch of philosophy is known as epistemology, which is the study of knowledge. It intends to question knowledge qua knowledge, which is to ask what is the nature and feature of knowledge. It involves questions like what is the meaning of knowledge and the criteria for knowledge. The third branch of philosophy is ethics, which is the study of ethics or morality. It is divided into metaethics, normative ethics, and applied ethics. The field of study tries to comprehend morality qua morality, which is to ask what is the fundamental nature of morality. Continental philosophy is often referred to as a part of philosophy that is concerned with humans and society, contrary to traditional philosophy, which is concerned with the three fundamental branches. Analytic philosophy is a movement in European philosophy that intends to use rigorous logic and semantics in its very foundational way to get a certain or clear answer. It breaks down arguments and philosophical beliefs into their very logical notation or semantical state before making a full analysis. Philosophy is vast, and hence there is not one way to begin the study of philosophy. If you look forward to studying or trying philosophy, but cannot afford to spend too much time or study philosophy at an academic level, then it is better to study philosophy by watching some lecture on a topic you are interested in, or looking into a philosopher who you have heard name of. If you want to extensively study philosophy at an academic or deep level, then Crash Course Philosophy can be a very good beginning to philosophy. Books such as What Does It All Mean? By Thomas Nagel can be a good introduction on what can be expected in philosophy. Novels such as Sophie's World are also a good read to really understand how a philosopher should think. It is easy to get overwhelmed while studying philosophy, either due to the amount of stuff there is to learn or not understanding what you learn. It is important to understand that philosophy is never-ending and vast, so you cannot expect to get it all in a single night. I will upload videos on how to have a philosophical mindset or understand philosophy when you read in the future, so subscribe so you can know when I upload them. If you enjoyed the video, then consider liking it, as it motivates me to make more contents like this. Thank you all, and see you.